Hello creative mind, welcome to the second part of this tutorial where I'll be showing you how to attach a yoke to your corset and how to achieve a basque waistline. I'm also going to be showing you how you can make your own bra cup in case you don't want to use the ready-made bra cups. Okay, so I would advise you go ahead and watch the drafting tutorial so you understand every part of this sewing video. Right, I'm going to also include the link on the description box. Without wasting much time, let's get right into the sewing. So here are my bra cup 1 and 2. I went ahead to cut out interfacing for them and iron on it. I also went ahead to cut a lining piece and also wording. I included half inches allowance on all sides. So now I'm going to open it up and I'm going to arrange them properly. So this is the reason why you shouldn't throw your pattern away, because your pattern will help you when sewing. It's going to help you to arrange your cups properly and your pattern properly when sewing. So I'm just going to be arranging like so, and I'm going to be pinning down. I'm also going to be doing this same thing for the lining piece and also the wording that I cut out. After pinning, I'm going to be running a stitch all the way down. I'm going to also go ahead and pin the second part just like I did here. And I'm going to be running a stitch with 1/4 of an inch all the way round my cups. Like I said earlier, I'm going to do same for lining and also the wording that I cut out. So after doing that, I'm going to go ahead and press open. This is after I've included notches all the way around my cups. I'm going to iron it properly with my bust ham, just as I'm doing here. So if you have a steam iron, it's going to be much easier for you. But if you're like me that don't have a steam iron, you can go ahead and sprinkle water on it while pressing. Ensure that you do not rush this part, because this part is very important in achieving a beautiful bra cup. So next, now this is my wording. You can see that I've gone ahead to trim the excess. So now I'm going to go ahead and iron my wording to my cup just like so. I'm going to place it properly and I'm going to align it and place it on my bust ham and iron on it. Ensure that you are ironing the part that has gum towards the wrong side of your cup. Go ahead and cut out any excess you might have around and keep pressing like so. So you can go ahead and sprinkle water just like I did, because I didn't have a steam iron. So sprinkle a little bit of water for it to help it come together. You can see how beautiful our cup has formed. So the next step now is to go ahead and pin our cups to our basque waistline, just as I'm doing here. Go ahead and pin round all the way the first side, and also I'm going to go ahead and pin the other side as well. I'm going to go ahead and sew round. You can see our cup is already forming. I'm also going to go ahead and pin the other side as well, all the way round my cup space. After doing this, we are going to go to our sewing machine and I'm going to run stitch all the way around my cups, and I'll come back and show you the next step. I'm also going to be doing same for the lining piece as well. So after stitching my bra cups, next is to go ahead and insert our yoke. So for this part, before sewing your yoke, ensure that you align it with your cup and ensure that it aligns just like I'm doing here. So I'm going to place it on top of my cup and I'm going to cut out any excess that I might have so that by the time I'm sewing it, it's going to rhyme properly. This will help us get a beautiful result from our yoke. So after doing that, next I'm going to go to my sewing machine and I'm going to stitch my yoke down, pin down as well before doing this, please. So I'm done inserting my yoke. I also went ahead to close the neckline with a bias tape. So next, now I'm going to come in with my lining piece and I'm going to pin down. Okay, I'm going to pin down just the cup area, so I'm not going to be pinning the yoke just like I did here. So I'm going to pin the cup area all the way round to the other side, that's to the armhole side, and I'm going to do that for the other side, and I'm going to run a stitch down. I know at this point you are wondering what's happening with our Basque waistline style line for our boning, but don't worry, I'm going to be doing a different design for this dress, so I'm going to be showing you that you can have options of various styles to insert into your corset. So I'm going to run a stitch all the way down and come back for you to see. So by the time I'm done, this is how it looks like. Okay, so I went ahead to notch all sides as well, just as seen. You can see how beautiful our corset and neat it's looking. So next, now we're going to go ahead and include our style line. Like I said, you can go ahead and be creative with your corset whichever way you want, but for me, I'm not going to be doing the normal style line. I'm going to be drawing a different style line. But if you're going to be doing the normal straight style lines, you can insert that before including your cups to your Basque waistline. But for me, I'm going to be doing something totally different for this dress, so I'm going to go ahead and draw out my design just as seen here. Trust me when I say the beauty of sewing and fashion design basically is how creative you can be with most of your dress. So I'm going to go ahead and draw out how I want it to be. Then I'm going to include my bias using my crepe fabric to design it before inserting my boning. So for the bias, I cut out approximately 1.5 inches. You can do 1 inches. This depends on you. I cut out 1.5 inches and I'm going to go to my sewing machine now and sew down like so. So after sewing my style line, this is what it looks like. So next I'm going to be inserting my boning channels, but before that I'm going to be cutting the edges just like I'm doing here, and I'm going to be closing up with a masking tape. Okay, this is optional, but I just like to do this for my corset to help the sharp edges not pull out, so it doesn't disturb whoever is wearing the dress. So I'm going to be doing that for both sides of my boning before inserting it into my dress. So this is the outcome. I'll go ahead and do the same for the other side as well. So next I'm going to go ahead and close up the sides, but before then I'm going to show you how we are going to create our basque waist for the skirt part as well. So I'm going to fold it into two just like I did here, and I'm going to bring my front piece for the skirt pattern. We already cut out this skirt in the drafting video. I'm going to be placing it like so, and I'm going to be tracing out with my chalk. So ensure that you spread it across before tracing out, just like I did here. So after tracing out my back waistline, I'm going to go ahead and go up by ½ an inch. This will enable me to join it. The ½ an inch is for my stitching allowance to the top part. I'll go ahead and cut out. I'll open up and I'll place the upper parts and pin down just like I'm doing here. So I'm going to pin from the center to one side first, then I'll pin from the center to the other side as well. So when you are sewing on your machine, ensure that you take out the pin and join one side first, then you bend it and join the other part as well. This will help you reduce any gaping at the waist area. I'm going to head to my machine and I'm going to stitch down. I'm also going to be doing same as well for the lining piece. I'm going to include my lining piece. I'll draw out my back waistline and I'll stitch down as well. So at this point, I know you'll be wondering how the back look like. This is what I did for the back. I imputed a modesty panel and I did a loop. All right, I'll do a proper video on how to achieve that soon. So this is what my front look like. This is how our back waistline came out. I'm going to go ahead and give it a good press, and that will be basically all for this tutorial. I'm going to go ahead and add my front piece, and that will be basically all for this tutorial. I'm going to show you how I achieved the sleeve part as well. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and if you learned one or two. See you in my next